Another brilliant episode of Doctor Who in the Time Meddler Part 4. Great stuff. I really appreciate the mixing and the melding of futuristic elements and historical elements in one of these Doctor Who time travel serials. I think it makes for some of the more aesthetically, visually unique of these storylines, especially in the black and white aesthetic, where it has kind of it can have a quasi-documentary feel, a quasi-cinema verite feel. The Time Meddler stands as one of the best first Doctor serials, and a pretty stellar serial, just all in all, within the context of Classic Who. The critical response went as such. The serial received generally positive reviews. Television Today's Bill Edmond enjoyed the character of the monk and Butterworth's performance, but was disappointed by the lack of monsters in the serial. An audience report prepared following the first episode's broadcast was generally positive, with several viewers finding the anachronistic items a fascinating twist on the time travel theme, though some failed to understand their purpose. Stephen's character was also praised, where some viewers missed Ian Chesterton and Barbara Wright. Yeah, it's true, to a point. Who departed in the previous serial. J.C. Trowan of The Listener enjoyed the serial, partly because no mechanical monsters arrived, and partly because the logical consequences of time meddling were faced. In a review for the BBC series Hereward the Wake, The Observer's Maurice Richardson found it difficult to suspend disbelief for the show's time setting after watching Doctor Who's remarkable essay in this period. Retrospective reviews are also positive. In the Discontinuity Guide 1995, Paul Cornell Martindale and Keith Topping described the serial as an atmospheric story and praised the performances, particularly those of that of Hartnell and Butterworth. In the television companion 1998, David J. Howe and Stephen James Walker lauded Butterworth's deft, understated performance, especially in his scenes with the Doctor, and applauded Camfield's direction as very polished and features some nice touches, for they thought that the conclusion was simple and that the Vikings and Saxons are sketched in merely as caricatures. Yes, plausibly true. In 2008, Den of Geeks Simon Brew praised Butterworth's performance, noting that the serial really hits its stride with the sparring between the Doctor and the monk, but thought that the story was not enough to cover 4 episodes. I think episode 2 drags a little bit in comparison to the other 3. Writing for Total Sci-Fi Online, Jonathan Wilkins described the serial as an often forgotten gem, praising Hartnell's remarkable presence, particularly his scenes alongside Butterworth, and enjoyed the performances of Purvis and Charlton, though thought that the other villagers were the weakest element of the story. IGN's Arnold T. Blumberg highlighted the chemistry between Hartnell and Butterworth, the competency of Vicky and Stephen, and the visual atmosphere, but felt that the plot contained some cliches. In 2009, Patrick Mulcahy of Radio Times called the serial an utter delight, and the Doctor Who equivalent of comfort food, praising Butterworth's performance and Camfield's direction. In 2012, the AV Club's Christopher Byrne enjoyed the monk and the introduction of Stephen, and lauded the praising of Spooner's script and Camfield's direction. The Time Meddler was voted the second best first Doctor story by Doctor Who magazine readers in 2020. Writer Emma Reeves cited the conflict between the Doctor and the monk and the serial's reinvention of several elements that would later define the show. Absolutely. Thanks all. If you are so inclined, tune in next time as we do our retrospective of the 4-parter, the start of Doctor Who Season 3, Galaxy 4. Fun.
Is that so?
Yes, indeed. For instance, do you really believe the ancient Britons could have built Stonehenge without the aid of my anti-gravitational lift?
And what's the mischief are you up to now?